Hey Facebook, Bobby Cobb. I'm sitting in my office and I've just been editing some videos that I was recording, had my camera out, got a text from a client that reminded me of a story that I've been dying to share, so I figured I would do it this way. I'm not really good at the whole Facebook video thing, but I'll give this a shot. So here's a short story. About a week ago, I did a day-long training with a group of middle managers. This is not the senior leadership, it's not the people that face with the clients, but kind of right in the middle of the people that manage the worker bees. And this is the toughest group for me with this particular client. I'm in like Flynn with the leadership. The folks who do face the clients absolutely love me. These guys in the middle, I still got work to do. I'm still bonding with them. So day-long training, at the end of it, they invite me out for some beers, and I think, well, that sounds like a good opportunity for a little bonding. So I have a little work to do, and I said, I'll meet you at the local brewery. And by the time I get there, they are 3 to 4 beers in, and it's kind of like that Napa Valley Truth Serum has been flowing, and I don't drink anymore, so it's a particularly good opportunity for me to observe the specimens in the wild, kind of. So we're just sitting there chatting and doing everything, and all of a sudden, up on the wall, they've got ESPN is running something, and they show this clip of Rob Gronkowski, Gronk, on the Jimmy Fallon show, and the volume was turned down, and so you couldn't really tell what they were talking about necessarily. No doubt the Super Bowl victory and what he's going to do going forward. And suddenly this debate really kind of breaks out about what Gronk should do, and then that kind of morphed into what Gronk will do next. Now, all day long, I've been talking to them about the principles and about leading consciously, about listening to your internal wisdom, and respecting and listening and helping other people that you manage get in contact with their wisdom. So this is the context of this debate that everybody's having well into, by now, their 4th and 5th, and some of them maybe even their 6th beer. So it's very spirited. It's a very spirited debate. And there's coming down on 2 sides. One is he's an idiot if he doesn't just quit football right now, go cash the big check that Hollywood wants to pay him, and be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger, be the next Rock, be the Gronk in all of his Gronkishness. And the other side is saying you got to go back, you got to play at least one more season just to see if you can do it again, because it'll be amazingly historic, and you're young now and you'll never get a chance. Once you hang your cleats up, you're basically done. So that was kind of the strike while the iron's hot. And I'm just listening to all of this and smiling, really thinking to myself, wow, didn't have any impact at all with the 8 hours that I just spent with these guys today. They didn't hear any of it. And then at one point, one of them turns to me and said, Cobber, what do you, I don't remember if he asked me, actually I don't remember if he asked me, what would you do? Or what do you think Gronk should do? Or what would you advise Gronk to do? It was some version of one of those questions. And I'm sitting there, I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. And I said, well, I got a question for you guys. You've been with me all day. We've been talking about what we've been talking about. What do you think my answer would be? And they thought about that for a second and more or less just continued arguing for the side that they had been arguing for. Oh, you're going to tell them, stay with football, strike while the iron's hot. And the other guys go, no, hell no. You're going to tell them, save your body. You've already made enough money. Plus, you can make a lot more money in Hollywood. I'm dumbfounded. I'm like, no. But I'm sitting there with a pretty big grin on my face, and they're like, all right, what would you tell them? What would you tell him, if you had a chance to tell him? And I said, I would tell him what I've been telling you guys for the past many months, and certainly for the past several hours, to listen to wisdom, to listen to your inner guidance. And specifically, actually, if Gronk were to ask, or if I was in a position to be advising Gronk, what I would say is, number one, man, soak this up. All of this celebrity PR tour that you're doing right now, take every advantage of this. Sop it up like a gravy with a biscuit and just take it all in. And once that's done, or once you've had enough of that, get away from everything and relax and do whatever it is that you need to do to get calm and to quiet your mind, and listen and just check in. Listen to what the principals have to tell you. Check in with your gut. See what your gut is telling you. Check in with your heart. See what it's telling you. Quiet your mind. Get all of that mental chatter out of there. Get into a state where you're in a very, very high quality of mind. And listen to what consciousness, what your spirit, your soul, however you want to refer to it, has to tell you. Because your unconscious, your pure consciousness, Gronk, if you're listening, knows what you should do next. So, if I had the chance, that's what I would tell them. Now, here was the cool thing. I think there's 7 or 8 guys that were sitting around the table. Some of them were looking like this. Like, what? What is this gobbledygook that you're saying? And some of them were kind of nodding and looking at me and go, yeah. That's kind of the right answer. And there were a couple of them that were doing kind of like, and then got grins on their faces. And to me, it's like they got it. They had that aha moment where suddenly, what Michael Neal says, they popped. It's not that they understand what we've been talking about intellectually anymore. They're really beginning to embody it. The good news is 2 of them have got it. The bad news is still got 6 to go, but that's okay. It's all part of what we do, isn't it? So hope you enjoyed it. Ciao for now.